Olivia Rodrigo is currently trapped in a $20 million nightmare, and the truth is finally out. The receipts show that the biggest breakout star of the decade is no longer the primary owner of her own hits. The contract proves that a massive portion of her wealth is being siphoned off by industry veterans who did not write a single word of her lyrics. The truth is that Olivia is losing millions of dollars every single month because of a legal trap she never saw coming. This is not a rumor, and it is not a theory. The financial forensics of her debut album prove that her success has become a massive payday for everyone except herself. The villain in this story is a music industry that smells blood in the water. The masterminds behind this heist are the very idols Olivia once looked up to in her bedroom. The meltdown started with a single song that changed the world. When Good For You hit #1 on every chart, it seemed like a total victory for the young star. But behind the scenes, a career-ending crisis was brewing. The receipts prove that Paramore and their legal team moved in within weeks of the song reaching the top. They claimed the melody was a direct ripoff of their 2007 hit, Misery Business. Instead of fighting the claim, Olivia's team made a move that shocked the entire industry. They handed over a staggering 50% of the songwriting credits and royalties. This was a total surrender of her most valuable asset. The math of this mistake is devastating. Good For You has generated over 2 billion streams on Spotify alone. When you add in YouTube views and radio play, the song has earned tens of millions of dollars. Because of this 50% trap, Hayley Williams and Joshua Farrow have pocketed an estimated $5 million for a song they did not even help record. The contract proves that Olivia is now working for them. Every time that song plays in a mall or on a car radio, the money goes straight to the veterans who claim she stole their sound. This was just the beginning of a larger plot to dismantle her fortune. The truth is that the industry saw an easy target. The legal battle over the song Deja Vu is even more shocking because it involves her biggest idol. The receipts show that Taylor Swift and Jack Antonoff were retroactively added to the credits of Deja Vu months after the song was already a global smash. The reason for this surrender was a single shouty bridge that Olivia admitted was inspired by the song Cruel Summer. The industry giants used this admission to force a massive payout. The facts show that Taylor Swift and her team walked away with another huge chunk of Olivia's earnings. This was a calculated move to protect the establishment from a rising threat. The data proves that by giving up these credits, Olivia essentially paid a success tax to the people who came before her. The truth is that she was pressured into a corner where her only options were a multi-million-dollar lawsuit or a total financial surrender. Her team chose the surrender. This decision has cost her an estimated $20 million in lifetime earnings across her entire catalog. The receipts for the song One Step Forward, Three Steps Back show an even more direct heist. Because she used a simple piano progression from a Taylor Swift song, she had to give up 1/3 of the royalties forever. The financial forensics show that the villain in this story is not just one person, but a system of greed. The established stars saw a young girl making more money than them, and they used legal technicalities to take it. The truth is that Olivia Rodrigo is currently losing millions because she was too honest about her inspirations. The receipts show that she did not sample these songs or use the actual audio. She simply wrote music that sounded like the music she loved. In any other era of history, this would be called a tribute. In the modern music industry, it is treated like a crime. The cost of this trap is not just financial. The truth is, it has damaged her reputation as a songwriter. The villain's plan worked perfectly because now, every time people hear an Olivia Rodrigo song, they look for someone else to credit. The receipts prove that her peers like Elvis Costello did not care about the similarities. He famously said that this is how rock and roll works. But the other side of the industry was not so kind. They wanted the money, and they were willing to crush a teenager's career to get it. The contract details for these royalty splits are permanent. There is no expiration date on this debt. The truth is that for the rest of her life, Olivia will be sending checks to people who were already billionaires. The forensics of the music industry show that this has created a chilling effect for all new artists. If you are too successful, the veterans will come for your publishing. The receipts show that the total payout from the album Sour has reached a breaking point. Experts who have analyzed the streaming data confirm that the loss of control over these masters is a financial disaster of historic proportions. The evidence of the meltdown is everywhere in the legal filings. When a song earns $10 million, but you only keep $5 million, you're losing a war of attrition. The truth is that Olivia was a victim of a new era of music law, where vibes and feelings are now legally enforceable. The villain in this case used the blurred lines precedent to hold her entire discography hostage. The receipts prove that she was forced to sign away her future just to keep her present. The downfall of her financial independence was swift and brutal. The most shocking part of the $20 million trap is how quietly it happened. There were no loud court cases and no public drama. The truth is that the money was moved behind closed doors while Olivia was busy on tour. The receipts show that her publishing company had to notify all the streaming platforms to change the payout accounts. This was a professional hit on a young girl's bank account. The evidence shows that the veterans knew they could not lose in the court of public opinion if they just stayed quiet and took the money. The forensic analysis of the song credits shows a pattern of exploitation. When you look at the names on her biggest hits, you see people who were not in the studio. You see people who did not contribute a single melody. The truth is that they are being paid for the work of a 17-year-old girl who just wanted to express her heartbreak. The receipts prove that this is the biggest royalty heist in the history of pop music. The villain has successfully convinced the public that this was just about fairness, but the bank statements tell a different story. The truth is that the industry is in a state of total career meltdown when it comes to ethics. The receipts show that they would rather sue a newcomer than innovate. The math proves that it is more profitable for a veteran artist to claim credit on a new hit than it is for them to write a new hit of their own. This is the reality of the $20 million trap. Olivia Rodrigo is the first major victim of this new business model where inspiration is a liability. The forensic data shows that her earnings are being diluted to the point where she is essentially a junior partner in her own brand. The legal facts show that this trap was set the moment she mentioned her idols in interviews. The truth is, her own words were used against her in a legal ambush. The receipts show that lawyers were monitoring her press appearances to find any mention of other artists. The moment she said she loved a certain bridge, the demand letters were sent. The contract proves that her honesty cost her more than anyone could have imagined. The evidence of this betrayal is written in the fine print of every royalty statement she receives. The breakdown of the numbers is staggering. If Olivia had kept her original credits, she would be one of the wealthiest young women in the world. Instead, the receipts show she is subsidizing the lifestyles of people who are already at the top of the food chain. The truth is that the $20 million loss is a conservative estimate. When you factor in the growth of streaming and the future value of these songs, the true cost could be closer to $50 million. The forensic accounting of her career shows a massive hole where her fortune should be. The villain in this story has no shame. The receipts show that they continue to collect these checks while pretending to be mentors. The truth is that the industry is a predatory environment where the weak are eaten by the strong. The evidence proves that Olivia was not prepared for the sharks that swim in the deep end of the pop world. The meltdown of her financial autonomy is a warning to every other young artist who thinks they are safe because they wrote their own songs. The truth is, writing your own songs makes you a bigger target. The receipts for the legal fees alone show how high the stakes were. The forensics prove that a court battle would have lasted for years and cost millions more. The truth is that she was forced to choose between her money and her peace of mind. She chose her peace, but she lost her fortune. The evidence of this surrender is the permanent list of names on her songs that were not there on day one. The villain won this round, and the cost was paid in cold, hard cash. The final nail in the coffin is the fact that this can never be undone. The receipts prove that these royalty splits are for the life of the copyright. That means for the next 70 years, the money will keep flowing out of her pocket. The truth is that she has been quietly losing for years, and there is no way to stop the bleeding. The forensic analysis of her career proves that the $20 million trap is the most successful legal maneuver in modern music. The villain is laughing all the way to the bank, while the hero is left to pick up the pieces of a broken legacy. The truth is, the cost of her lies was never the issue. It was the cost of her truth that destroyed her. The receipts show that by being an open book, she gave the industry the match they used to burn her fortune down. The evidence of this meltdown is undeniable, and the math doesn't lie. Olivia Rodrigo is a superstar, but she is also a cautionary tale of what happens when you enter a room full of villains without a shield. The truth is finally out, and the $20 million is gone forever.